You are now listening to an Open Mind Industries production. Welcome to Open Mind Industries podcast, The Mind Unleashed. Sit back, relax, and unleash your mind. Hey guys, welcome to episode 80. Holy crap, episode 80. It has been a long time. As we do this, a few shout outs to supporters. First one, Lyft, the ride-sharing app. Please use the code TMUP for a family $5 off wherever you may be in the Orlando area. I'm sorry from last week. Last I potted, I'm sorry. The code has changed. The thing has changed, yada, yada, yada. But I want to apologize for that. But use the code. It just kicks back something in my name. I have no idea. Definitely, use it. I use it all the time. TMUP, if you're looking to get a few bucks off, it will get bigger. Again, highly recommend Lyft though for my ride sharing. And if I need to go somewhere, it's just quick to, instead of getting a cab. So TMUP, use that code, leave $5 off in the Orlando area, or maybe just punch that code in. If you can, it just tells them like, hey, you can use support, stuff like that. Well, I want to apologize for that. I just want to be very honest and upfront. Also, please check out CAS. CAS stands for Cinematic Aerial Services. What Daniel does is professional drone shooting for residential property value, stuff like that. So if you're doing business or home, you're trying to get on the market, or just trying to show it off, a property or land, or a business trying to show it off for your commercials. He does professional drone shooting. He's offering you guys $179 per property. Use the code OMI. Just recommend that we send them to you, and he'll definitely help you guys out. He's going overseas pretty soon, so he'll have some many stuff there. Check out Danny's Neon if you want to see some of his professional work. He's amazing. He goes to a lot of countries and stuff like that, and just does really awesome stuff. So CAS, cinematicaerialservices.com, CASflight.com. Links will be down below in the description for you. Also, please check out Weez Productions. Weez Productions does professional photography, stuff like that, for weddings, corporate events, stuff like that, portfolios, headshots, stuff like that. He's offering you guys 20% off when you book your next project with him. Use code OMI or let him know he sent you, and he'll definitely hook you guys up. Also, I want to give a shout out to Strum & Law. Strum & Law does it with our USPTO and trademark, branding name, stuff like that, getting that taken care of for the next couple of years. Pretty much walking me through every step of the way of how to do it and what the legal process is and what it protects, what it doesn't protect, stuff like that. Highly recommend if you're getting business off the ground or small businesses, DJ companies, stuff like that. Definitely come up with strumandlaw.com. Can't recommend him enough. Really honest to goodness attorney. Very straightforward. No bullshit. Straight to the point. Honestly, he really will sit down with you and walk you through every step of the way of trademarking and what you should do, how you protect your business, stuff like that. So definitely do that, man. It will definitely help you out. Also, check out Angie Connors. If you're trying to get a home in the Orlando or Florida area, she will definitely walk you through every buying step of the way and how to find the correct property, home that works best for you. Sorry for the burp. She was just amazing, man. I can't recommend so honest to goodness agent enough that will walk you through and listen to what you need, what your budget is, stuff like that. Work around with the owners and stuff like that to get you what you need. Highly recommend her. Can't recommend her enough. She's very honest to goodness and knows her shit. So, she's been in Florida for a long time, born and raised in Florida, and knows her shit. She knows the Florida laws and regulations. So if you're trying to get into that kind of market and trying to find a home, and you can't find it, if somebody Asian doesn't feel right to you, check out Angie Connors. Links will be down below in the description. Alright, episode 80. Sorry guys, advertisers took so long. It has been a while, man. I really wanted to record this last week, and I've had family in town and stuff like that, and I just, didn't have much really to blurb about, but now I do, and I kind of like to give you guys some quality episode of just rambling, gambling, stuff like that. It's been a bit, man. I signed up for the sponsorship stuff with Pod something? I forget. Pod something. I signed up with them, and I got my first sponsorship, but I declined that one because it was all about Valentine's Day and love, and hey man, if you talk about, this and this, we'll give you a few bucks back and stuff like that. But I'm waiting for something new to pop up, and this is like the second one. I want to get more on these, so I promised guys in the beginning or this year, I will definitely get back into doing them more evenly and just getting more stuff for you guys to talk about. It's just, it's been a weird month. It's just been, finally getting the financials back in order and still owing money and stuff like that. Still trying to get them paid back in full each month of what they need for the stuff to happen with credit cards and stuff like that. But you already know that whole entire shenagle. So far, it's been a good process. They do call daily just to make sure I'm doing okay and stuff like that. Are you okay? You're right. I do need to write them an email from National Debt Relief and say, hey man, like I'm ready to start paying a little bit more weekly, which the goal is like $60 weekly, so I can finally get back on track and start paying what they need. Put that aside and then pay the monthly fee, pay the monthly bill. That way, all the credit card companies and bank companies can relax. And, what I learned, is just, take care of your shit. And I have friends that are more, like I said, more in debt than I am. Sorry about the whack the mic. I'm wearing 2 mics and a pair of headphones so I can kind of hear what's going on in the room and you guys fucking ears aren't blowing out. But yeah, man, it's been an interesting thing, and they've been really good, honest to goodness, and so far so good. I will give more updates on that and the months to come and see how it's been. They're not really up your ass about what's going on. They know my situation and stuff like that. So it's been really rough for some people that are in my situation that are the disability market, stuff like that. And this is why I go into building shit for 3D printing and stuff like that, crutches, stuff like that, because insurance and stuff like that, it's just been rough. I even tried writing off my crutches this year for my insurance, and they're like, oh, that's not enough money, that doesn't count as this. I think you need to spend, I'm guessing like $200 to $300 range for that to finally to count. So it's kind of like, it kind of opened my eyes on why I keep doing what I'm doing. And I'm still looking into now resin printing, which like I said, did my taxes, and I'm getting a good chunk back. Not great, but not bad either. So I was looking at all the money, and I was like, well, I'm getting like from the business like $200, $300 back, which is good. Like that could go towards more equipment, or it could go towards National Debt Relief and pay the damn credit cards off. I'll still be broke as fuck, but what should I do? So I've decided to get into resin printing. I'm going to get 2 Elegoo Mars printers, not very big printers, but they're going to be good for some small parts like crutches and some projects that I paid for and stuff like that. And so maybe some research, and a lot of research, because I'm looking into UV and looking into some resins that would be flexible. It's funny that bring that up, because somebody goes, he has the printer too, and he wanted to compare it to the Formlabs printer, which, you guys have already heard my FDM episode, and I'm not even fucking shocked, and I got a dislike from Formlabs and stuff like that. But I talked to a lot of people from Frank Bolito, who runs Thingarray, with Adam Savage and stuff like that. He works alongside with Adam, but he runs his own company with his business partner and stuff. So they've worked on things like Stranger Things, stuff like that. I actually have on Twitter and Twitter and Instagram, and I've actually talked to him. He's actually been a really cool cat. Like, I've actually said hello, and I said, hi, my name is so and so, and I said, hey, he was talking about the Moapoli printer. Moapoli was really fucking cool. I hit them up like many times when I was trying to get a hold of Formlabs, and I was like, I took a photo of like the sample part from Form, and I was like, oh, maybe they'll help us out and stuff like that. Maybe they do. They don't. They're more in for the industrial printers. They're more like if you have an established business and you got prototypes in the works, or you're iterating parts, stuff like that. They're more about that. You need to be a Fortune 500 to have that printer. I'm not lying. It's a lot of disposable, stuff. It's not meant for R&D purposes. It's not meant for you to prototype. It's meant for you to prototype your new product iterations on, and that's it. Like, if you have 600,000 to drop, well, by all means, drop a fucking. But if you're like a hobbyist, or you're somebody who's making parts for your drone or something like that, the Formlab is not where to go. It's definitely not. I'm glad the market now is dropping. I was talking in Moai, actually. I hit them up on Twitter so many times. I said, hey guys, here's my problem. And they finally did. They were somebody so nice. I could find the email, I'll post it. They were so beautiful and so nice. It should be in my archives in my email from OpenMind. And they were so fucking beautiful, man. They were lovely. They were great. And I even emailed Joseph Persa, and they were actually beautiful too when they were building their new printer, and they weren't really interested yet. And they go, hey man, we're not really interested. We love you, we respect you. And they were fucking beautiful too. And I love companies that are like, hey man, this might not be, but Moai, they were very, very lovely. They were honest to goodness. They were just like, hey, listen, man, they read the whole email. They're like, dude, we respect you, we love what you're doing, we love what you're trying to do. That problem is the technology. If we would love to help you, we know you're hurting on money, we know this, we know that, and they read through it, and they were very lovely. And if we know you've been trying to get in contact with us, unfortunately, we're not ready to kind of go there yet. We're still growing as a company, too. Here's what we can tell you. And I was like, oh, wow, man. I showed Mike Pernesco the email, and he was like, dude, that's fucking cool that they actually took their time out to read it and actually explain to you why they're willing to help and why they're not willing to help. But that was some very great, beautiful advice that I needed. Because I wanted to get into it so bad. I emailed Longer 3D and a few other companies. I know Mars Legacy was fucking sold. I couldn't keep the market. Now they can. I've got 2 on my order list for Amazon. And I am buying 2 new damn 3D printers for that reason. Because people are like, hey, do you do resin printing? I'm like, no, I don't. But I really would love to get into it for these purposes. Like I said, I'm getting a good chunk back. I'm getting maybe $1,100 back. It was a little bit more, but I have to pay for the, your filing fees and all that stuff like that. So I get $3,200 back. And that's all going into TurboTax paying them back and shit like that. You gotta pay for your tax. You pay for the service for them to do it. You got to pay for your state tax because I live in the state of Florida, and you have a business in the state of Florida, so you're registering as a business. It's weird, but you got to do what you got to do, and you got to stay legal. And I'm trying to stay as legal as I can. I think the next thing I need to do is LLC, but I keep getting told LLC or shit. So it's not that expensive, so I need to start getting and put money aside for the LLC. But everybody I've had as clients have been all good. They've been all wonderful. My recent review came back. The guy did the what the hell was it? The helmets from, and he used to sell his data. He finally kept his promise. He wrote me a decent, beautiful review and said I was good. And I worked my ass off to get something done for him. I really, to me, quantity over quality, or quality over quantity, sorry. I asked Pernesco that a few weeks ago. I said, would you rather have me take my time or rush? And he goes, honestly, if the quality's there, I'd rather have you take your time because I know it's going to be done right. I know you've done all you can to get it to me correctly. And sad thing with a lot of these printers, these resin printers, they were rushed out so fucking fast. And I know Longer 3D was super cool. I talked with, I can't forget the guy's name. I spoke with them there. The problem was budget wasn't there. And I said, hey man, could you guys let me a printer to use for a while, or let me do payments on it or whatever, $a few bucks a week or whatever. I know it's a cheap ass printer, but can I try it? Stuff like that. And he was like, we would love to have you test one, yada yada yada. But our language barrier on WhatsApp, was so fucking bad that I kind of had to oh no, this is what I really meant through Amazon. This is what I meant to tell you. And I was very open with it. I said, hey man, 1, 2, 3. Again, this is what we're doing. This is what I'd like to do. Would you guys be willing to let me test it, get feedback and stuff like that? And they were very cool about it. They were very lovely. It's just that, they wanted me to test some other things. And no, I can't afford to buy a fucking printer from you guys. Can you loan me one, And he goes, okay, let me know when your budget's there and get in contact with us. And so it was like, no, you have to buy it from us. We don't lend. So that's why I was like, oh, all right. So let me just kind of back away. I did write them a review on Amazon. I changed it. I was very honest. And I said, hey, man, I've been talking with the company. The good thing that I spotted with Longer 3D, if you look for something a little bit cheaper, parts are there. Stuff is there. The quality control is there, it looks like. The reviews have gone up to, I think, 20 to almost 60. So, and the reviews are, 4 out of 5. So people have been using the damn printer, obviously. But I gave them a 3 because I haven't used the printer yet. I talked to customer support. This is what I spotted. I can't lie and say, hey, I played with the printer. I got to print with it. I don't. No, let me play with it first. I still have 2 other reviews I need to do from Sunlu 3D. They were very cool too. They weren't. They said, hey, man, test one out. We'll pay you back. I haven't done that yet. I know they're probably going to keep their word to me. So I bought the filament anyway because I have it open right now to test out the breakability. It's PLA+. So I haven't got that done yet. another company who I will pop up on. It's this goose that you put on your bed and it keeps the print from warping, which a lot of companies like Airwolf was using. Airwolf, I haven't heard of them in a while. I don't even know if they're even still around, if they got bought out or they just kind of jumped down. I don't know. A lot of companies I've been talking to over the couple years, 2 years, they have either disbanded or they've kind of been eaten up by another division. So, which is kind of weird. So, it's weird to see 3D printing going in that direction. Like, hey, we have all these really, really high-tech printers and they're going to cost you $1,000 to $3,000, but yet you're going to get the same shit on either the Robo 3D or you're going to get it on these realities. And, I told somebody the other day, I said, I want to get a 3D printer. What do you recommend? They said, honestly, right now, what's your budget? And I said, I don't want to spend that much because I want to get into it, like learn it. I want for a hobby, and they want to do RC cars. And that's all they do is RC car racing, and they want to learn some stuff. So I said, try these 2 printers out. They're not really expensive, and the cool thing is you get to learn, and you could probably learn. They're a 3D modeler, so they do that for a living for engineering. But the printers that they have at school are like $6,000, $7,000, $8,000. The Ultra Makers and stuff like that, which are good if you can afford them, but you're getting the same quality. Sadly, if you know how to frickin' mod it, and you know how to do your slicer and stuff like that from a reality, or you go to Robo, like I said, the Robo R1s are good for R&D testing, man. You could fucking mod those things, and the beds heat up just beautifully. I need to get my robot back up and running. I was helping out a gentleman, Joe, get his SD card, and I'm still searching on how to fix that fucking problem, because I've had it quite a few times on other things, and I don't know if it was with the firmware, but Robo hasn't been really helpful on it. I don't know why. We talked for quite a bit, and if Joe still listens, say, man, I'm still looking into your problem. I think he's printing from a USB core, which isn't a fucking problem, but the problem with printing from USB, which I'm finding, and I don't print with USB anymore, which, I hated it because you have to keep the damn computer running and you're using all that damn power, and then if the power goes out, or there's a glitch in the firmware, or the G-code, and then the fucking printer stuff, and you gotta start all over again. You can go in the slicer and say, okay, I want it to start printing here at this level, but the problem is there's going to be a little fucking thing, and you got to sand all that, clean. I've seen people that have actually done that because they work in like prototyping and building, and they've used Ultra Makers and stuff, and they've had issues too. They got to print from tethered, but that's why like Creality and Robo, I got the new board for Robo. Which I'm very flawed with that. I don't know why Robo didn't put a fucking LCD screen on that damn thing when I bought it. I still think it was overpriced when I bought it. And Robo was very nice. They tried to give me a discount. I mean, it was like, I can't even remember. I think it was like 30-40% off, something like that. I think it just paid for the shipping. I think I spent $800 and something on it, and I was like, oh my god, oh shit. But they were actually very, very nice. Can't hate the team on Robo, can't hate anybody at Robo, they were actually amazing. I do like the R1 a lot. If I do have to buy another printer, it's probably going to be another Creality, something larger. The Robo comes in really handy when you're doing prototype heating. If you're learning like your TPU, TPE, PTG, carbon fiber, that has been a really help for closing it, getting it closed down, and getting it kind of ironed out with the dual rods and stuff like that, which has been phenomenal. And that's why I kind of use the Robo for my beginning prototyping of like the filaments, and I kind of know, okay, this is where the heat it's extruding at, but I'm using a V6 hot end on that. The volcanoes I've heard have been great, but you still really be careful if you retract and stuff like that. And I can't wait to put some more stuff on the website. I need to start writing out all my fucking findings and giving you guys some great feedback, because this is what I'm about. The problem is I'm not getting paid for most of it, but if I do advertising on the site, maybe I can get some pennies. That'd be great to pay some bills. But the Robo, yeah, I highly recommend. If you can find them on eBay for like $400 to $500 and they're in decent condition, it's phenomenal. There's a few upgrades you need to make, but so many videos and Novice Expert has come back on. He loves using his Robos. Highly recommend Robo. The newer ones, I don't know, man. The touchscreen and stuff like that, the size is what gets me. And the size, I mean, somebody's like, what would you recommend for size? And I said, honestly, the CR10 Mini or the CR10, just CR10 is fine. That's like a beautiful bed size, so you can do cosplay parts and helmets, stuff like that. Because most people call me up and they're like, hey, can you do a helmet at all? Can you do miniatures? And I'm like, I can, but my quality, it's all about my quality. I like to make sure shit's done correctly. And they're like, well, I know you do this, but can you And I don't mind getting advice. I'm not a knowledge hog. If I leave today in this earth, I gave knowledge. And Joe, who I spoke with, and he was super cool cat. I still got his number. So, like I said, if he's listening, and Joe, if you still do listen to the podcast, or if you're looking up at the videos and stuff like that, man, thanks for hitting me up. I'm still trying to find out your issue. I've been finding out a few things, but I think it's all in the damn firmware still. Like, people have said they put even in the Crealities, they put their SD cards and they're not reading. And I said, I don't know if it's a format issue or a shitty SD card. I've had that with, hitting the mic. I've had that with the Creality once, and I had to turn it on and let it sit for a minute and then reboot it up. I don't update Flash firmware too much on Merlin or Marlin, because, like, if it's set, now it's all up to the slicer. It's all up to you setting the printer to the exact specification of each filament. No created equal. No filament the way it's designed or the way it's put out. I've learned that from using a lot of different filaments and trying them and saying, okay, this is what we need for this project, or this is what we need for this project, or this is what we need for this project. This is what I'm going to use for this crutch. Or honestly, I've taken lists of notes of what filaments to try. And it's a friend of mine asked me the other day, he goes, hey, how are you doing with the company and everything? Have you got any farther with what you want? I said, honestly, I'm working right now. I'm working on, the back thing that's carrying the crutch. I've worked on that, and I'm still designing on how I could do that in either in 3D or Flexi TPU filament, and just making it smaller for me to carry. That can be used immediately now, but it's like going through metal detectors and stuff like that. How's it going to affect that? I went to NASA with it on, and was talking to one of the engineers, astronauts, and somebody from SpaceX. And they go, that's a pretty fucking cool idea. What are the problems? And we spoke, and I said, keep at it, man. Like, that seems like a really cool. I saw one guy the other day, but it was like strapped onto his backpack, but it was like ropes and stuff. But that seemed like a pain in the ass to, like, pull it off, take off the crutches and stuff like that, because he's pushing his wife, but his wife had huge forearm crutches with a new brace behind them and stuff like that. And I was like, that seems a little bit intrusive for somebody who maybe has MS or something like that, or something like me with cerebral palsy, or just using forearm crutches regularly. And I met somebody who has something with their leg. The muscle is deteriorating, but they don't want to be in a wheelchair, but they can walk, but it's at a slower pace. They get to step and walk. But me and him were talking the other day. He doesn't know how long it's going to go on for. If it's going to be a muscle deficiency or a vitamin, they don't really know. But it's like it's in that realm of like it's MS, but it could be CP related, neurological. So we were talking about crutches and stuff like that, and he's been trying to find the right pair for himself. So I kind of talked about what I was planning on doing, and he was like, that's fast. Like, how far have you gotten? Are you doing research? I said, yeah. I've been calling up a lot of companies on Amazon, stuff like that. But, yeah, so I've been, like, looking at that stuff. So, those are the printers that I would use. Like, I always R&D filament because it's like finding the supplier. And there's a lot of suppliers in China. We all know the China flu thing going on, so I don't even know about the fucking supply chain going on over there. My heart goes out to families that are losing stuff like that. We were talking about that at work the other day, like cleaning our hands, wearing masks, stuff like that. We work in my day job, as you already all know, in the theme park. So it's just keeping yourself clean, hands washed, stuff like that. It's just so many people come from different countries, worlds, everybody's washing their hands, putting latex gloves on, or not latex gloves, just making sure your hands are clean, washing your hands with soap and water. It's just become a big thing. We're trained in BVP training, which is bloodborne pathogens, so we're trained in all that kind of crap to wash our hands and then make sure your hands are being washed, not touching your face. Unfortunately, the company does what it needs to do. It's just really keeping yourself clean, and especially in flu season here in Orlando and the United States, people are just, that shit travels back and forth, man. But in the theme parks, you got people who are on NyQuil, DayQuil. It's like, I paid all this money to be here, so I'm gonna take some NyQuil. I'll be okay. And I've seen people come to the park with fucking fevers and just, they're laying there on the ground and just, I should have stayed at the hotel. Yeah, you should have, if you're not feeling well. But people are like that. I've been now with that with the company I work for now, 13 years, and who knows how long it's gonna go for. And we'll see. I'm very, very, one day at a time. Hopefully, I can involve more with the company, and then I feel myself drifting from it a little bit because I'm working more on my own stuff. And that's what it seems like. I'm feeling like I'm dwelling that way. And I don't know why I'm dwelling more to OMI. But OMI is the baby, and it's always going to be, no matter if I get sued or fired from the company or whatever. You can't be talking about this. Well, I'm very gentle with the company. The company's been, like I said, the theme park that I work for has been good to me and throughout the years. I can't complain. When I look at it, I'm just like, damn, man, like, what other job can you do this and walk away and do your other stuff or do school and it treats you like a human being, not a fucking number. which is cool. I got people that treat me like a person and not a fucking number. And people ask her, like, hey man, like, what are you, people stop me all the time, what are you working on? What's your next project? What's the next podcast going to be? Can I be on the podcast? I have some cool stuff I want to talk about with you. I do this. I talked to two tech dudes that stopped me and they said, oh, we know you do this. You own this kind of printer and I'm having issues. Like, how do you, and like, some guy listened, actually chimed on my YouTube page, he goes, question. And I said, what's up? He goes, if we start chatting, my girl's like, he wants to ask you a question about this filament he just bought. So I was hoping to get his purse set up, and I was like, I wanted to get one of those. He's like, yeah, I had some money, and I've been working my butt off. He lives in a apartment with his girlfriend, and he likes to make miniatures and shit. So we were talking about the filaments and the speed. So like I gave him my number, and so I was like, hey man, yeah, text me if you have a problem. I'll help you the best I can. But I know he wants to do like TPE, and I'm like, that's cool. Like all the notes I've gotten on TPG. PTG, sorry. Like just that fucking other plastic shit. I prefer PLA. I wasn't really a big fan of that until Alan Lincoln over at Able Monkey Studios kind of got me into that. He molds a lot of it on his parts, and then he'll pull the cast, and then that's your part. So he's kind of got me on that for model making and stuff like that. So he's been all about that and kind of sent me some stuff to try, and he's like, what do you recommend? Like, what have you been trying? What filaments have you tried? So I always give him feedback, because I'm not a fucking knowledge hog, man. I don't believe in being a knowledge hog. I think you should share your knowledge. Keep some stuff to yourself if it's something like personal that you've been working on and you're not really wanting to push it out. But don't be a fucking asshole. If somebody needs help, give them love, give them compassion, and tell them like, hey man, here's where you might want to go with it. Here's the numbers that I've gotten. Slow it here, do it here, do it here. Because it's going to help you in the long run to have other people to bounce shit off of. And you help them and they're going to help you too. It's not being a fucking dick. That's why I learned how to weld. I had a passion for learning to weld a little bit. I don't know that much all about it, but I know my basics on how to start welding, how to make, to grind myself. I know how to start welding with this, or you need to grind this piece of metal down to start welding it because it won't fucking take, because this is this and that's that, and here's your oxygen level, and here's your fucking gauge level, and I learned all that cool stuff, So it's having a passion to do so, but be honest with yourself and be just genuine. But I'm glad people that, do listen and keep an eye on me, and they're like, hey man, like, what's going on? Like, have you found new stuff? Like, what's the goal? Like, have you started on new parts? Like, and the thing is, I have started on the crutch, and I've started printing a few things, and the material's right there. It's just getting it ironed in, molto bene, and just getting the design down and starting prototyping with that. So, my goal, like I told my girl, I was like, she's like, oh, so what are you going to get for your, I told her about my refund. She goes, oh, you paid for all the taxes already? I said, yeah. So I was like, yeah, I could give the rest, be caught up on the credit card debt, or I could, not be caught up on the monthly payments I gotta make, or I can just fucking pay what I can, get the tools that I would need. So I'm also getting, like I said, the 2 Elegoo's, Mars resin printers, which aren't that big. You guys can look those up on YouTube, if you're really curious about them. They have a couple in stock on Amazon, so I'm hoping that I can get them ordered before they fucking go out of stock, before my birthday, so I can have some cool. I gotta get the office redesigned on my side of the office, so I can get them like in place. But I'm also gonna be getting a laser cutter finally. I've been looking. A friend of ours, Joe, got one. He got looks like he got two Glowforges, and I've been looking at Glowforge for a while, but they're fucking expensive, man. Whew. Done so much research on them, and then Ramble made kind of the same thing with a water cooled system, and Alan over at Able Monkey Studios. I've talked to him about a laser cutter, and he ended up buying a cheap China one too, but he's been cutting a lot of shit with it too. And he's like, man, laser cutting is fucking cool, man. I'm like, what can you do with it? And I started looking up all the stuff you can do with it, and then like, I looked at all the stuff I could like, put on the prints, 3D print, maybe put some texture on the grips, like if I can laser cut them on the grips. Yeah, I've thought about a lot of things with the laser cutter, so. And laser cutter could actually make me some side business with the 3D printing that I do to pay for a lot of the R&D work and pay for like, hey, let's try this, hey, let's try this, hey, let's try this. That way in the future I can have all these notes and just go, let's do this, let's get this in a prototype, let's send this over to Shapeways, let's send this over to this company, let's send it over to that company. Let's start getting shit done. Yeah, everything takes time. It's just like people don't think about all the fun stuff. But the laser cutter I'm still like thinking, and now I just looked out the window in the office, not in the office of my own room, because some of the office is being utilized by my aunt, so she's staying with us for a couple more days. Sorry, picking something back in my head while I was watching the video. Like, what the hell is he doing? So I got to figure out the window situation because the CO2 40K, what they call them, 40K CO2 laser cutters. They're decent and shit, but I've been doing a lot of research on the ones on Amazon, and they've gotten some pretty good reviews. You do have to do a lot of kind of upgrades, such as air blower, air thing, and I'm going to be printing one of those, and I got an air thing. And I was like, man, the yellow goose I had to get some resin because they don't come with resin. Then I'm getting an ultrasonic cleaner. I'm going to be all set with that before it even comes. So I don't have to I could just print and go. But I told my girl, I was like, yeah, man, I could either fucking just give them the money and be caught up on the payments, or I could fucking be still broke and not have what I would like to do. And still be doing some 3D printing, or I can get into fucking laser cutting too, make some engraves, do some engraving work, and, for people that are like, hey, can you do these lights, or can you do this? And I'm like, I can make $40-50 a week off of that. Cool, I will pay for the laser cutter, and I'll pay for this, and I can buy more equipment, and I can do this, and then pay my things off faster. That'd be kind of cool. So, yeah, I'd like to do that instead. So, I told myself, I was like, yo, man, like, you could be broke, or be broke. Either way, you're broke. So I sat there and I was like, yeah, you could pay off the credit card, not to worry about that, but you're still paying on something else, and you're still going to have to wait for another 3D printer, or you could fucking get the 3D printer and make money off the 3D printer and fucking pay your bill. And I'm like, that sounds better. That sounds much, much better. And the laser cutter sounds much, much better getting too, because I could easily plug that up and then learn about that and the programs I got to use. Unfortunately, like I said, the laser cutter that I'm going to be getting isn't, it's not a top-notch brand. It's not anything like that. It's just like a cheap, not cheap. It's like a $400 laser cutter, but it'll do its job. What I've been reading and all the research, everybody in the grandmother is buying them because they have hobby shops and their makerspace because they're easy to use. They're easy to fucking tune. They're easy to, do your job real fast. And K-Whisperer, which I've been told, like, just when you get the printer or when you get the laser cutter, just fucking toss the software because it's garbage. Toss. They said, all this, and they got everybody I've watched the videos. See this? Yeah, just throw it away. They said they threw it behind their back. Just throw it up because it's bullshit. You want to make sure you get this program. You want to make sure you get this because it's free. Then you want to fucking, then boom, you're done. From there, you want to do this. You want to do this. You want to make sure your fucking ventilation is good. Then you want to make sure your water bucket is good. You want to make sure you have distilled water. So now my girl went out and got me I said, hey, I'm looking to get a water bucket. She's like, what for? And except my girl's a tech girl. She's not an engineer or anything like that. I'm not a fucking engineer by any means. I even went to college for it. My business partner is an engineer. But you can learn anything you need to learn. 3D printing I've learned over the time, and I'm teaching fucking engineers how to use them. That's what's fucking weird. A friend of ours is an engineer at work, and he's learning how to use it, and he's like, question? I'm like, uh-oh. So he texts me privately. My mom was like, so-and-so's going to text you. I'm like, oh, hey, man. And he's like, hey, so I never used this before, but I ended up buying one for he does hobbies. He does, like, RC planes. And he's like, hey, so question, how the hell do I find this, and how do I slice it the correct way? I said, you're a fucking engineer. He goes, electrical engineer. I am not an engineer. He's an electrical engineer. He's super cool. So I hit him up, and he was like, hey, I want to do a propeller. I want to do this. I want to put a GoPro camera. I found the model from Thingiverse or whatever. How do I set it up, or what would you recommend, or what's that flexi stuff that you use? So I hit him up, sent him my stuff, sent him my details. I said, okay, this is what I would use. Drop it to here. So he bought a little Creality printer too. He bought one of the, not the minis, but he bought one of the new Enders, which he likes. He's liking. He's getting used to it. He's liking it. He's done a couple upgrades of his own electronically, and he's loving it, man. He's off to the races. And so I've been helping him out where I can. He's been printing out every few weeks, having fun with it. He's like, man, thanks for all the insight and stuff, man. He said, you're real fun to talk to. We're chatting back and forth. He's been really cool to give me insight on electronic stuff. So, like I said, don't be a knowledge hog. Fucking, if you know it, help somebody, man. Get them involved in it. And Mike Sawyer, I'm talking to you too. Whenever you need, I'm here for you. Mike, as one of our Terminator people back in the day, he just went out and got a snap maker where I've been in chat with. I've been talking to them for quite a while. I wanted to talk with them when they first got on the Kickstarter, and now they're on their version 2, and I'm so grateful their company's going. I got slapped in the fucking mouth. I got slapped in the face a little bit because I fucking mentioned the Moe's. I'm like, oh, from Snapmaker, and Moe's, or Snapmaker was like, we are not affiliated anyway with Moe's, so please don't mention them. Please just, if you could, here's who we are, here's our shit. So because the Moe's and the Snapmaker were kind of fucking like, if you looked at them, they were both the same fucking thing, but Snap is much, much better. Again, I apologize. I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't know. And they're like, well, please next time, please just before you kind of do some research on us, please. And they're a China company, and they're doing really well in the States. So I looked at one of those during my text room, and I was like, maybe you should get a Snapmaker. And I looked at the bed size, which you can make a lot. The maker space for that is amazing. It's the community over there is growing. It's amazing what you can do in a fucking Snapmaker. It's amazing because it's got the laser cutter. It's got the new. You can build it bigger, smaller, whatever you need to do. It's going to cost a little bit more money, but the quality is there, man. The quality for Snapmakers is there. It's got a laser engraver. It's got the 3D printer, which I really don't need. And it's got the CNC, the little CNC, so you can do your wood and your plaques and your keychains and stuff like that. Which I think is fucking cool, man. If you're an all-in-one maker or something like that, and you want to get in detail, that's what you want to do. I mean, that's fucking amazing. The newer one is good. It's really well priced, really well built from what I've seen from the quality. Never actually got to see one in person. I hit them up last year when we got a bonus from the company, and they were like my go-to. Like, should I get one? And I was like, maybe I should get like a baby printer, and maybe I should get a big CR10. And that was my goal from last year for my bonus. And then I was able to kind of, well, the XYZ printer it broke like fucking 5-10 times since I've had it. I've had to do so many repairs to it. And I was like, I fucking lost it in the mail, and from FedEx dropped it off at the wrong apartment. It wasn't even there. Oh my fucking god. So yeah, I literally, my 3D printing life has been insanity with all that stuff, man. But yeah, so Mike got one, and I can't recommend Snapmaker enough. Look into them; they're about $7.99, which is well fucking priced for what it is. It's high quality, it's high grade firmware. It's really, they are really taking off into everywhere they can. Whenever I'm on Facebook and you guys see it on our Open Mind Facebook page, I always just push it because they've been really good to me. They were really open, they were lovely. I said, hey man, I'm looking to get something, and they were really willing to work with me on my birthday. They're like, hey, if you're looking to buy one, we can give you a little something nice if you would like to buy one. I said, okay, let me think about it. And unfortunately, it wasn't for my needs. I needed something a little bigger because I'm thinking about, like, so the crutches and the CR10 minis build big enough to do that. And I have a lot of clients who are like, can you do a helmet, or can you do like a side piece thing and then mold it? So a lot of my friends were like asking me for certain things like cosplay stuff. I've done a lot of cosplay help for friends who need to have 3D printers, but they don't know. Either their printers are breaking or they don't know how to do it correctly. And I'll gladly slice it and send it over to them. So you have this slicer? And they said, no, I don't. So I'll go ahead and slice it for them and say, okay, slow it down. I'm sorry to tell you this, print slow, but print slow and you'll be happy. And a lot of my friends who 3D print, I'm like, hey, just do it this way. But I've been glad to get my info where I can, but man, it's been a wild year. It's growing, the company's growing. Not where I thought it would be growing, but I'm so happy it is, and I'm broke as fuck, honestly, weekly, but I'm just happy, man. You should have, would have, I always tell my mom that you should have, would have, could have, did. My mom would like to see me. She said to me the other day, she's like, I'd like to see you work more from home. I'd like to see, because, for us traveling back and forth to work, it's been kind of rough on the cars and stuff like that as a family, and not being in the house and stuff like that. It's just been really rough. My mom was like, I really wish you'd work from home more, and I really wish you'd get more on your business and get that taken. So I'm working more on getting the 3D printers running more and doing it. But then the repairs come and stuff like that, and it's been a wild year. It's been really, like I said, a little bit depressing, but not overly depressing. It's just been like financially depressing. I'm not depressed mentally. It's just, threatening being sued by the credit card companies. Like, hey, we missed a payment. Hey, we're going to sue you soon. We want the money back. They made their money back more than they have. I've done all the numbers on their end when I paid an interest. They made their money back fourfolds. And I'm like, y'all are fucking covered. Like I said, I called my business friends who own real businesses, and they're like, I can't say real business because we're a real business. They're just more established. And they were like, hey man, like we were in your shoes. And I one friend I called him and I said, what do I do, man? Like, what do you recommend? He said, honestly, dude, just breathe. Don't be fucking stupid. Don't cry. Don't go in a corner and sob. Just keep going. He's like, dude, most people don't. The problem is they don't keep going. They don't keep moving forward. They have an idea. They have a goal. They don't step forward. They step forward, but they take a step back, and you can't do that. You have to keep going, and you learn taking your notes, and you go forward. Like, he's like, say if you, he's going to explain to me like about going bankrupt too. He's like, okay, company goes bankrupt, and then they kind of, and then they just say, that was that. And everybody's like, he's like, you take your time, and when it's, And one person that keeps telling me that is a lady who I keep working with on her crutch. I keep working on her cane, Jodelle, who you guys, if you see on the Open Mind Facebook page, you'll see her photo. She's kind of this unspoken person because I want to show people like, this is what I've been working on. She's a sweetheart. She was lovely. Her new grip works better. I want to make it even better for her. A carpal tunnel company's been calling me about that and saying, hey, how's the filament working? Fender's drives, Ninja Flex, they have been more than lovely. I have their R&D department on my phone number and stuff like that, so I can call them. They have been more than beautiful. I can't pay them back more than enough, but I bought more filament from them, so I've already paid them back by giving me free films to try it. And they have been more than lovely. Their team over there at Fender and Ninja Flex, they have been... I don't know what the Ninja, whatever they're calling themselves. They have so many different names people like can call them, but they have been more than beautiful to hit me up and call me back, and I'm more than grateful to them for helping me. But yeah, you just kind of gotta. He told me, you just gotta go forward. You know, him and his wife were running a flea market, and then that kind of one of their locations kind of fell through. They had a good business plan, but they said it just wasn't getting enough business and finding things to put in it, and because they did a lot of like maker stuff, and they found they would do antiques, they would go to auctions and stuff. But he said you just kind of have to move forward and you just got to keep going. If it's what you really want, you know, the world will know you as that. He's like, sure, you can sit there and work a fucking 9 to 5 every day, but are you happy? And I'm like, not really. I'm just like, eh. He's like, well, you know, it's like you just gotta go forward. You know, he's like, what you want to do is like this R&D thing, and you want to build these crutches, and you want to go build this thing. He's like, and you're kind of moving forward to it. You're creeping forward and forward to it. He's like, no, are you happier? I said, yeah, but I'm in fucking debt. He goes, money's money. Money goes in and out fucking every day. He goes, you have a roof over your head, you're paying the bills, good. He's a credit cards, don't fucking worry about them because they're going to get their money either way. You're still going to keep paying on them. He's like, I know people that are in he's like, I'm still in student loan debt. And he brought that up to me. Student loan debt. He's still fucking paying off the student loans. And, you know, yeah, they were just mentioning that to me. He's like, my wife went back to school for her thing and this and this. Coffee's good. But he said, you know, he's like, you should have, would have, could have, but didn't. You always keep telling yourself that. Okay? You started here and you wanted to go here and you wanted to go here. And I said, yeah, what about the people who donated on GoFundMe? He said, they did it because they wanted to. And I can't thank all of you enough who have donated on GoFundMe for starting it. And you guys started this dream and this goal and this idea, and that's just fucking... This year has been insane. It's fucking growing. It's insane. I was telling my girl that. I said, I have more people texting me daily about, hey, heard you were decent, heard you were good. Somebody mentioned your name. Can you please help me out with this? Or can you please look into this for me? And Charles, I'm sorry, I'll get to your work soon. I've got a few projects. And Beth Ann, I'm sorry, I'm going to get to your work soon. It's just been a wild fucking start of the new year, man. I just get stuff and then buying stuff. But, yeah, I need to sit down and get a few projects done. For them, people have said, yeah, well, I'll get some work done. So, and I might have another project coming up. My girlfriend she got on top of one of her coworkers. He wants something for his DJ booth, up to fame, something like that, something to sell at weddings and stuff. So that might be another project coming up pretty soon. So my girl's like, I thought I'd get a hold of you because I want you to do it. I'm like, all right, but I'm not cheap, you know. But you know, you just gotta keep going forward and do what you like, and then. I thought about it and I was like, man, he's not wrong and I'm not wrong and this is going, but man, the fucking everybody who donates to GoFundMe and people putting in just a few bucks, even $20 or something. And the one thing I take from Rob Ray is, Rob, thank you for fucking everything. And, you know, fucking everybody, Rob, from Dan and Martha to, you know, Judith and, you know, Carol and fucking Colleen and Colleen, everybody who fucking just put their 2 cents in or even